Why do I go deaf after having sex? Punishment from Jesus. Okay, all joking aside, I think it may be a sudden change in blood pressure. I've had it and it compares to tinnitus. I also am into weightlifting and I've had a similar experience after lifting a maximal weight. I couldn't hear for 15-20 seconds once in the middle of donating blood, so I tend to agree with the other comment speculating it has something to do with blood pressure. 35F, and this happens to me too. This is how I know it's a good one. Oh my god, these are the questions I got Reddit for. Now I finally know it's a change in blood pressure. My first thought was the blood pressure effects of sexy time. Big spike probably rebounded with a big drop. I have high BP and I get weird deafness or ringing for no reason sometimes. Check your BP sometime if you haven't. It's hereditary unfortunately, so sometimes even the fittest of the fit need to watch it. Especially with powerlifting or high intensity stuff. It goes in the vagina, not the ear, love. I am a girl and this happens to me too. I have POTS and get tinnitus related to the blood flow not going to my head fast enough among many other symptoms. So it's probably something similar with the blood flow, I'd guess. When I was young, and had extraordinarily good orgasms only ever with a partner, never from masturbation, I would get a roaring sound in my ears as the orgasm ripped through my mind. Nurse here. This absolutely needs to be checked by a doctor. Sometimes things that only show up at the heights of exertion can be indicators for something else, i.e. severe headaches brought on by orgasm, etc. The absolute best way to evaluate this is to go ahead make a doctor apt, but more importantly, go get a BP cuff and regularly check your BP at various times of day, record that, and bring the list of blood pressures to your apt. We don't get excited about one high BP, but we look for the trends in your BP. What's not worrisome is that this has always happened and isn't new. Please get checked. I totally get that after really big orgasms. You're not alone. What? I typically associate that with good sex. When you get particularly worked up and arrive at the station you're worked up, pumping and breathing heavy. Happens to me all the time after sex. I'm on blood pressure meds and have a pacemaker. All the blood is rushing away from her head and ears to other places. Check your blood pressure. Does it normally run high? Blood pressure? The ultimate post-nut clarity. Sex must be that good if she's screaming in your ears. Congrats on the sex. Sounds like tinnitus. See an ear, nose and throat doctor and make sure. If you got a big dick it's because of blood pressure changes. OP, remember to breathe, lol. I'm female but this has started happening to me about a year ago. Right about the time my heart problems started to surface. I actually do experience this and have all my adult years. Which hole are you using? See a doctor. Tinnitus is a hallmark symptom of heart rhythm and blood pressure issues. It might be something harmless, but it could be a warning sign of something much more serious. Sounds like you running out of oxygen? I get a similar effect when I run out of O2. Recently this week when I was at a spirometry because of my asthma, 100 emptied my lungs every time on command and almost lost my consciousness as a result. Some people actually pass out after it too. Try not to hold your breath while you're at the last stage. You know, I used to work at a boarding barn for horses, and they were stories of this thoroughbred stud that would always pass out on top of the mare, and they had to be really careful. Old lady stories at the barn. So much fun. Sounds like blood pressure issues. That sounds exactly like what happens with my eyes and ears when I have a bout of orthostatic hypotension. So it could be your blood pressure is dropping rapidly after you finish. Sometimes it'll recover in a minute or two, but sometimes it'll actually pass out, so be careful.